All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting a good fight of faith and truth, in sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom to the Akwath, which is the women believer. Shalom to you. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So, I was sitting here and I was thinking, what is something that you should be most grateful for? Obviously, receiving is truth, but it's like the mindset that is centered around it. Like, we living in a world where, you know, you have to do what you got to do, to survive. Even the scripture said, if a man don't eat, if a man don't work, he don't eat. So, you have to be a part of the rat race, but the difference is we don't hope. Like, you got everybody running in a rat race. Everybody is trying to get, an extra dollar to be able to live, more comfortably. But the difference between us is that our hope is not in this world. So when you get these basic fundamental scriptures that if you are in the truth that you should know, like Proverbs 29 and 18, this scripture says so much. It said, where there is no vision, the people perish. So you have people that's on the outside of this thing. They don't have a vision. See, their vision is this place flourishing and also they being part of the flourishing. They hope that maybe one day they would hit off on a scratch off ticket. They would hit the lottery, or they'll get, a get rich quick scheme, something. Most people have the American dream aspirations. And the beautiful thing about us is that we know that there is no American dream. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. We also in the 250th year of this kingdom, which when you do the history and you do the estimation of ancient kingdoms and kingdoms in general, their lifespan usually lasts around 250 years. And then you see all the things that's going to the vision. Because vision, when you go into the word chazawan in the Hebrew, it goes into divine oracle, prophecy. Prophecy is the only thing that you really should be meditating on if you're not a teacher. And if you are a teacher, that's what you should be talking about more than anything else, because we are in that time. And then here's the second part, right? So where there's no vision, the people perish, but he that keep up the law, happy is he. That is rehearsing the righteous acts through having faith, because faith and works go together. You even rehearsing the righteous acts take faith. So, which is a gift that is given to you from Yahweh Shai, as the saying in Ephesians 2 and 8. Faith and grace is a gift of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, not of yourself. Okay? But the point is that we have a hope. We're on a whole different frequency. And we understand that there is an end to this. So, these basic fundamental scriptures, you really have to understand what it's saying. Arise ye and depart. Depart. What do that mean? Now, anybody who don't have understanding means, oh, we got to get in the car. We got to pack our bags. We got to leave. We got to get on the airplane. We got to fly. No, it's talking about spiritually, mentally, and your hope out of this place. You're supposed to have your hope in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and his will. That's why in Ephesians 5 and 17 or Ephesians 5 and 18, matter of fact, it's Ephesians 5 and 18, it said, be ye not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is. Everything that's happening is the will of the Lord. So if the Lord wants destruction to come, destruction gonna come. Jacob's trouble is gonna come. Mark of the beast is gonna come. World War III is gonna come. So what I want to title this video is the elect mindset. Now we all fighting for that penny, the parable of the penny, you know? But the point is, if you want to be technical, the elect is already sealed from the beginning, as it says in Ephesians 1:4. Spirits chosen before the foundation of the world. The beautiful thing about that is you see, that's why the scriptures also say, 2 Corinthians 13:5, it said, examine yourself. Know you not your own self, whether you be in the faith or you are reprobate. You know if you really believe in this thing or not. So, but after you do examine yourself, you do come to a conclusion like, wow, I could be one of those spirits. And then, like I always say, when you look into the climate of the world, it ain't like there's a lot of people who believe in the truth and believe in the true name of Yahweh Basham Al-Shai. So we are in good hands. So arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. And a lot of people don't get it. They don't understand that this is not their rest. We was never meant to come over here and this is supposed to be our kingdom. Just because Satan will let you have fun on his playground don't mean that this is your kingdom. He will use and abuse you, and he'll give you a couple dollars. But everything that you're doing, you fighting against your maker, which is going to cause you to be destroyed. You lose in the end. And scripture that being, back to the fundamental, basic scriptures like Matthew 16:26, for what is a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul. Like, that been in my spirit lately to quote that scripture a lot, because these people are about to lose. I'm talking about our people who sold their soul, the entertainers, the people who doing good. Our people that's in Fortune 500 companies, Don't think that they don't have to do a little thing for a little strange things for a piece of change, especially to keep that status. It's a difference. Like, of course, we the greatest people on the earth, so we can work hard and get to a place. But when you get to that place, you're going to have to do some things. So anyways, so this place is polluted spiritually, morally, politically. All right. Financially, everything is polluted. The food, everything. So it shall destroy you even with a sword of destruction. A lot of our people is through, man. A lot of our people is destroyed, mentally, physically, and emotionally, and but here's the thing though, they don't have understanding of why. And then when you tell them why, they don't want to hear it, even though when you really think about it, this is how I always say this is how that there's a higher power involved. So when the Lord said that he blinded people, or he did, because it's so plain out here. Like, especially like a quick story told one of my worldly friends when I first came into the truth about, why we go through the things we go through, why we at the bottom, why this white man, which is the Edomite in the scriptures, is over us, and why we, just went through it. And then it's like, when you really start to go into it, you really can't refute it. But Jake would try to find a way. Oh, no, it ain't that. Oh, no, you go using the white man as the crutch. Using the white man as a crutch. When the scripture says that the son of perdition must be revealed. We didn't know who the son of perdition was. We thought these people was the children of the Lord. You seen Jesus, white Jesus on the wall. All right, the little angels, little white angels, all of that. All right, you ain't know, but now we know who the devil is. We understand why. Like I coined the Bible, the why of everything. But this place, it will destroy you. So just even having, the mindset that, that we are at the end, and within the end, one of my favorites, for surely there is an end, your expectation not be cut off. So going back to the elect mindset. The elect mindset is understanding what you're a part of, understanding what's going to happen, because understanding what you're a part of, now you can govern your life and your mind a certain way. We all want to make it. I'm talking about those who are in the truth. We all want to make it. So we walk a certain way. We talk a certain way. We don't move like everybody else. We also understand that there is a glory after this. People's glory is banking on, like I said, hitting the lottery, I don't know, just basically getting rich. Some people are just stagnant and content with just being at the bottom. I always say this too, like, once you understand where you supposed to be on the totem pole. See, as a nation, we at the bottom. The Lord said he made the world for our sakes. That's not just the earth, that's everything in it. We supposed to be ruling that. People supposed to come to us for one of all things, not us going to our enemies for one of all things, as it say in the curses. So there is an expectation. It's also everlasting life. There's a kingdom. All right. Things that we can't even comprehend right now. New body. New environment. A place where there's no more death, no more sorrow, no more crying. Like, we don't know what that's like. But the Lord said that that's what we're going to get. But do you believe it though? So like I said, we just doing the fundamentals. The fundamentals is very important. That's why I like Tim Duncan, which his name is the big fundamental. So if you watch basketball, Tim Duncan wasn't a flashy guy like that, but he was fundamentally sound. And he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, power forwards of all time. And he'll just kill you with footwork. His hands always in the right place. His foot always in the right place. You know, he had a hell of a bank shot, which is you shoot it and it goes off the backboard. You know, that's fundamentals right there. Because you can't. So like, since I'm using basketball as an analogy, how can you do a killer crossover if you don't even know how to dribble the ball? See, dribbling the ball, that's a fundamental. So you need fundamentals in everything. You can't do tricks and you can't be at the top of the hill if you don't have fundamentals. So that's why, these scriptures that you might hear all the time, you really need to understand what it's saying. You're supposed to build off of it. The scriptures even said, desire the sincere milk that you may be able to grow thereby in 1 Peter 2:2. So it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. This scripture says so much, and people might hear it and just cool. That's a cool scripture right there, But it says so much. Because you got to ask, why is the Lord saying this? Let's continue to read. For all that is in the world is the lust of the flesh. That's why we read Micah 2:10. It is polluted. It will destroy you. Because that's what it's going to eventually do. The scripture says in Proverbs 8:36, all them that hate me love death. So the way that you live your life is going to determine your end. So all that is in the world is the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eye and the pride of life. It is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away. Fundamental understanding. Understanding what you what you are part of, knowing what you are part of, and understand what's the glory to come. Understand that there is consequences for your actions. All right. So I want to be a part of the next world. I don't want to pass away with this world. And when they say pass away, it's talking about a new rulership. When they say new heaven, new earth, it's talking about new rulership. Different managers, which is going to be the Israelites. Esau, Edom being put in his natural order, being the base man, being a slave, being in captivity like we still in captivity. All right. So in the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. Okay. So I'm going to end it on this, but I was thinking about this, man. I think about this all the time. Oops. Supposed to start from 35. So it says, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake, In the Gospels, it's all about that doctrine. The same shall save it. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world, lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and in my words in this adulterous, sinful generation, this place is polluted. Of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with his holy angels. So when the Lord sees me, goodness gracious, when the Lord sees me, I want him to be proud. I want him to say, this is my servant who I'm well pleased. This is my little brother right here. That's what I want Yahweh Shah to say to me. All right, my little brother, he was standing stiffly for my name. And you should want that same thing. All right. But yeah, you trying to save your life. And I always think about this, but that's a whole nother topic. But I'm going to mention it anyway, real quick. So I always think about the scripture when it comes to the mark of the beast, because the reason that people are going to take the mark of the beast, because they're going to be trying to save their life. All right. Not even understanding that now you about to get hit with a missile. But no, in all seriousness, no. Now you're going to get judged by the Lord. Scripture says that you're going to be tormented in the presence of the angel and the lamb, and be tormented with fire, man. So, but yeah. So the elect mindset, #blessed. Lord willing, we endure to the end. Stay prayed up. Seek ye out the Lord while he may be found. And shalom.